Okay, so yeah, it's going now. So welcome to Clouster.
Hi.
Hello. So we're gonna be doing. We're gonna commit to doing at least one video a day, even if it's going to be a short one. Basically, we want to chronicle our Clouster building experience. So, as you know, I just sort of do a 360. So let's say we are starting with this bus. This is going to be our kitchen. And we probably won't go in today because we just want to do an overview. And for now, we have a very crude sitting area. We had a big rain last night. It was really a surprise. So anyway, it started with some clouds, and then pretty soon we can smell moisture in the air. And then by very early morning, it started, splattering, and then pretty soon it was a downpour. And Gary had to get up in the middle of the night to secure a few things. So anyway, I'm sorry, I left the bus right here. This is going to be our kitchen. It's mostly gutted now, but it needs to be cleaned. And then we swing around to this is our
Before we go on, we should mention that the bus is a 1968 Chevy framework, and it was a custom body built by a company in Indiana, and that company is still producing bus parts. And so some of the things that we need to restore the bus are still available for us to get from the original company that built it. Kind of fascinating. But basically, we're not going to use the bus for anything but a kitchen.
yeah. So we're gonna hopefully we'll remove most of the engine so that there's just not a lot of places for critters to hide and spiders, whatever. So but anyway, there are no seats inside the bus now. We will do a detailed tour later on as we go. And so here, I swing around south. For now, this is our bedroom pod. We call it the Big Bang. And the kitchen, by the way, is called the Milky Way. It is fitted right now with 2 windows. And you can see the man door. It's called a man door because instead of a cargo door, humans walk through it. So it's a man door. And the back door does open. And again, we will show it in great details later on. And then as I swing east, we have our container, what we call Event Horizon. This is going to be our workshop, our garage, an art studio.
And the solar goes in
And yeah, so we have actually when we get to our solar building process, we're actually housing our battery vault in there. So here's our Jeep. Right now is holding some lumber that we're going to frame the battery vault. So we plan on showing you the good and the bad and the ugly. So now here, past the Jeep, we're facing north. You see these 4 concrete footing. We are awaiting our last container. Our last container is actually our first container. It came, it has a skylight, it has the man door, and it has the same 2 windows as the one I showed you earlier. But it had to be sent back because it was leaking very badly. We had a mattress as well as bed linen ruined by it. So anyway, the container company is supposed to bring it back. They had been very slow doing it, and we're not gonna lie, we are getting very concerned, and we might have to pay them a visit. It is not pleasant, and not to mention, it's really holding up our project. And so, but it is just part of, I guess, par for the course for any project. Things and schedule things happen. Things are just not what we expect. So we're going to be patient about it and just hopefully work it out. So anyway, I'm very, very embarrassed to show you this right now. Everything is in Event Horizon is a mess. It's very dark in there. You can't see well, but there's just a lot of stuff stored in there, and they need to be taken out, distributed. For example, a lot of kitchen food stuff is kept in here right now because Milky Way is not quite finished. So cooking is a challenge, but we're working around it.
Did we talk about the names of the building?
So let's talk about the names for the buildings, and then we're gonna end this video. So here's
we're on Cloud Road.
yes.
So we figured because we're talking about Cloud Road that the different pods should have a name that relates to clouds. That sort of relate to clouds. So we decided on celestial names, and
So our property is called Clouster.
so the property is named Cloudster, and so
Our kitchen and eating pod right here is
the Milky Way.
the Milky Way. Now,
And-
so this is supposed to be, we don't know what's going to happen. If our original container comes back, we're going to use it for our bedroom,
Then
or we're going to stay in this very one, and then it's going to be called the Big Bang.
so the shop and the storage and the solar center, that is called the Event Horizon. And then
Because
if we have, and then if we have the other container,
when we have the
in the
other,
oven, we're going to call that one the Galaxy. And our container that we sleep in, that's going to be called the Big Bang Theory. And then we have the Dark Hole, which is going to be our shower.
the black hole.
I'm sorry, the black hole. And that's going to be our shower, and that's going to be our restroom and hygiene center.
Yeah, that will roughly be right over there. There's, we're planning on a little footbridge. We actually even started a little herb garden for the Milky Way. So today we have because of the clouds, it's actually gorgeous, very dramatic.
There's our Jeepster.
Yeah, this is our Jeep. We brought it from Hawaii, and
What's missing is our turnip wagon truck.
yes, and yes,
bought
we
it-
have been doing a lot of waiting for our stuff that we have paid for already, which is, I don't know, maybe we're dumb.
We bought our truck. It's a '52 Dodge, and we bought it at the end of January, and we decided about a week after we got it, we decided to put a V8 engine in it because it had the original engine. The original engine only went about 45, 50 miles an hour. We're kind of concerned about being able to drive on freeways at that slow speed. So we got the V8 engine in, but there's been nothing but difficulties and slowdowns because in order to do that, you have specialized talents, and the specialized talents in this area are few and far between, and they have had more business, so we're still waiting. We expect to have our truck sometime next week. So Jeepster's there.
Well, I want to show everybody our roundabout. So we have 5 acres here. We're very proud of our 5 acres. It started out as pristine desert, Sonoran desert. But as you can see, we have a lot of, the desert is gorgeous, but the cactus, especially the cholla, is the bane of everybody's lives around here. So in order to do that, we cleared, I would say probably 2 acres right now. About 2 acres for our living spaces. So that leaves sort of an empty area in the sort of in the entrance to our living pod. So we decided to make a roundabout, and we kind of populated our roundabout with cactus that we forage either from our own property or from the road, or that kind of thing. We're so
This is a circumstantial
yes, and okay, we won't go into details right now, but we will later. We would love to introduce some of our circumstantial objects, and this is one. Actually, this is our prime example. It just may seem like things are a little random right now, but we actually do have very big plans. You see those tin cans right there? Those tin cans. They are harvested from the desert around. Actually, those particular ones are given to us by somebody who lives around here. there are a lot of tin cans. They're discarded as just trash, and then they got.
Finding tin cans is relatively common when you start hiking through the desert areas because there's so little rain, they don't rust quickly, and they stay there for a long time. And years ago, it wasn't that long ago when the West was still a pretty much wild area, and people had no problems opening a tin can of something to eat and then just throw the can down on the ground and walk away.
And then the water, the rainwater over time had kind of brought them all together in one spot. So sometimes Gary and I will find like a river of them, and that's where the water came and just deposited them, and then when they dry, the debris was left behind. So this is our roundabout, and we actually do drive around. This is our driveway. You're looking at a driveway. It basically swings around to our pods, and we parked behind that Palo Verde tree right there. So you think this is a good introduction, Gary?
Yeah.
All right, so we hope to
We talked about the cactuses later.
yeah, we are gonna go into minute details for every project. So stay tuned, and please subscribe. And if you like this kind of off-grid living, we're trying to be eco-friendly as much as possible. By the way, we are not fanatics, but I think we choose to live out here not because we mandate ourselves to be eco-friendly, but I guess it's just the fact that we love this lifestyle of being in the open, just doing things our way, and in a creative and original way. So
it seems to be the best way of getting what you want is to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That way you have nobody to complain to.
and of course the pride of doing it yourself.
Accomplishment.
But boy, is it tough.
Aloha.
So, aloha.
for now.